So from a bottom line standpoint, if we talk about the actual business from a shareholder perspective, there have been questions about, okay, since if we're implementing the monetization and subscription of dating, Loosid Dating, why keep the recovery community? And there's very specific reasons for that. And it kind of, first of all, it ties into the whole kind of premise of Loosid, which is to have a community, a free community for people who are struggling, and always making sure that we have that level of support for people, for anyone who needs it, free for the duration of Loosid. Here's why it works on a business level. So if you look at dating, any dating app, regardless of who they are, for dating apps, the better you do, the worse you do, right? And what do I mean by that? So if from a business perspective, if you trigger a match and someone meets someone that they like, what do? You lose a customer, right? They meet and then they unsubscribe. They've met their match and you lose a customer. And so for that reason, dating apps always become kind of slaves to the top of the funnel. And what the top of the funnel means is user acquisition dollars filling the top of the funnel. Why? Because a good app is, the last reports were about, I think, 29.1% if you're a good app. Benchmark retention, 29.1% if you're doing well, which means that over 70% of your user base is unsubscribing after a period of 90 days. And so if you couple the benchmark retention rates of apps with the fact that with dating apps, the better you do, the worse you do, it becomes a bit more of a challenge to monetize, not from a revenue standpoint, but from a profitability standpoint, right? So let's look at Loosid. So with Loosid, 95% of our members are in recovery, right? So it's not like they have a choice whether or not they can drink or use substances. And so when it triggers a match with Loosid, the people don't need Loosid Dating anymore. They just a simple switch and it flips them into the community section of Loosid. And because they're still going to need all those tools inside of the recovery community for people to remain sober one day at a time. The sober tips of the day, the posting daily gratitude, the struggling section, finding boozeless events, and all of that. And so if people meet, they don't unsubscribe, they don't log out, they just kind of move to the community section, which people toggle back and forth, very seamlessly. And so what does that mean from a bottom line standpoint? Every set of eyes on the feed is going to be worth dollars with regard to advertising revenue in the long term. And so it becomes this wonderful feeding system that if people don't need dating anymore, they're still going to be active in the community. And so your retention is going to skyrocket, right? Because they still need Loosid every day. And that's the beauty of the business model, is you have this system, this circular system that doesn't exist on other platforms. And so if you're looking from a business standpoint, that's the reason why not only it makes sense, but that's the reason why our profitability will be infinitely greater in the long run. We're just not going to do it by charging people to be part of the Loosid community. It's just never going to happen. We need to be able to give that support to people for free. But by giving that support to those people for free, as a Loosid investor, you'll end up making a lot more money in the long run. But we're going to be making money from people who could actually afford it, as opposed to the people who can't.